Hey, what's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in. Combat 86 radio show. Kind of a little movie review, a little after talk. It's something I do here every now and then. It's called Movie Time. So, last night, if you follow the vlogs, got to go see the new Rob Zombie movie, 31. It's something I've been wanting to see, been waiting for it to be released, and it finally did. So, what my thoughts on it? I definitely feel like the movie was heavily censored for the theater. It seemed like there was supposed to be more, but it held back. So I'll go over, first of all, some of the things that kind of did bother me a little bit. One of the things is, throughout the characters, you see a lot of his usual, like the driver of the van. Basically, the driver of the van was like the character Sid Haig from his previous movies, like Captain Spaulding. So I couldn't help but thinking that guy was just basically trying to be him and sound like him. The other one was one of the killers was trying to be like Bill Moseley, Chop Top, or Otis from his Devil's Reject stuff. So that was kind of like, why didn't you just, if you're gonna go that route? But then it felt like on the other side of that coin, he was probably, maybe Rob Zombie was saying, I don't want to like start a trend where I'm like having the same guys pop up in my movies all the time, so I'm going to try to do something different. But okay, I understand that, but then why make these characters try to emulate your previous characters? So that was something that was like threw me for a loop there. So basically the premise of the movie is these people are in a van. They're like carnies / something else. I don't know. The women are doing something weird. They get abducted. They come across these weird things in the road. These like little scarecrows. Some of them get nailed, stabbed. So some of them die. And then they get put into this little warehouse type scrapyard looking place. And here's Malcolm McDowell hosting this like weird, ungodly like event, called 31, and these people get released out there, and then then they got to survive 12 hours and all that. So, couple of things. The movie is set in 1976. The whole first beginning of the movie does seem like 1976, but then when they get into the game 31. You forget totally that this is set in 1976. There's no real elements to me that was like, okay, it's 1976. The other thing is these Malcolm McDowell's characters, with him and these other people. That's what I mean by characters. They're watching them survive the 12 hours, and they're placing like bets, like who will survive. And everybody that's playing has these little numbers, these shackles. They have their numbers, so like number 1, number 2, number 3, 4, 5. I think there's 5 of them, and they're placing bets like, oh, the odds of number 5 surviving is like 1,000,000 to 1, and all that, that kind of thing. So if it's 1976, how are they watching this? How are they keeping track of this? Because they're running all over this place like mad people trying to survive from these killers. That was one thing that threw me for a loop. And they're in this like little like room. Like, okay, does this room have like the ultimate like view? I know there was some circuit TV stuff in the 76, but I mean, I don't know. To me, it was like there was a little too much like missing gaps there that just wasn't making sense to me. The other thing was there's a scene where they come across a girl that's strapped to a mattress, and they're arguing rather if she's actually like a part of this, if she's a trap, if she's actually, or if she's one of those people. All this argument. Look and see if she's got a bracelet on would have been something that would have told me something. Anyway, but I won't get into that. The biggest thing that bothered me about this movie is I couldn't help but thinking that this was like the horror version of The Running Man with Arnold Schwarzenegger, because that's basically what it is. Arnold Schwarzenegger and his buddies go into this, they get thrown into this like underground or whatever, this is the warehouse, and they're getting chased around by these like really bizarre, elaborate killers. Well, if you take that whole concept, change the actors and make it all a horror movie, that's basically what you're watching. couldn't. I'm sorry. I couldn't help it. That was the only thing that was in my mind. On a positive note, I'm glad I got to watch it. It's something I've wanting to check out for a long time, and I'm looking forward to seeing what the uncensored or the unrated version would look like. As they said, it was probably the rated R version of this, and I think Rob Zombie even stated that he is going to release the unrated version of it when it comes out on DVD or Blu-ray or whatever. Positive notes on Rob Zombie. I really enjoy his special features that he throws together in his movies. The Devil's Rejects, the extra disc is like really the biggest bonus too. Is like that is the ultimate bonus features. He's done that with that. He's done it with Halloween. So he really has. I like the fact that he does that. There's a whole documentary movie about making the movie. So I think that's really cool. He has a really great vision. An execution on making certain characters definitely like pop, and the main guy in 31, the killer with the clown with his bloody face and everything, that guy really took it over the top. He was really believable. It's really frightening that he's actually psychotic. You can definitely, that transpires off the screen. The one that really was like, to me, it was like there was a couple that were just like, really? The first one, the small guy, I guess the little people guy, he comes out and he's got this whole Hitler Nazi thing going on. He's got a Nazi on his swastika on his chest. He's dressed up like Hitler. He's got a little Nazi shrine, and yet he's running around speaking Spanish. That was just too bizarre, and I just don't understand what the fascination with the whole Nazi thing was. That was just like, okay, so that character didn't really do it for me at all. And that's the opening first character that's hunting him, trying to kill everybody. And then the other guy comes up, I think it's like after the Chainsaw Clown guys, that was cool. The Chainsaw Clown guys were cool. That was definitely believable and psychotic. Then they roll out with this other guy. He's running around with underwear on and he's speaking German. So I'm not sure what the whole bit on that all was. The German speaking guy with underwear on it. You got this little person running around speaking Spanish, but he's dressed up like Hitler and he's got a swastika on his chest. Okay, it almost seems like, should those two characters have been reversed? I don't know, but that's just kind of my thoughts on it. I know it's not an in-depth review or anything like that, but that was kind of my thoughts on it. Kind of a strange movie. It did kind of shock me that none of the characters, except for I think there's two of the male characters. There was like a Jamaican guy and this other guy. Those were like the two best guys, and they were the only guys that actually like stood up and was like, and other than that, I was like, Sherry Moon Zombie does pretty good. She's like, I like how she's just like, no, she's like one of the ones that starts to gain, like, as she starts to realize like what's really going on, like she starts to like realize, okay, we're getting hunted, okay, we gotta fight back, we need better weapons. So I like that. Meg Foster is in it. I liked her from They Live, and she's in it. She's kind of like, she got into it. She got it, got her strength in there, but I don't know. Just they should have been more of that. There should have been more. I mean, your friends got butchered and stabbed and cut up in front of you. I think But anyway, so again, not really that much of an in-depth review, but that's it. That's my thoughts on it. Rob Zombie's 31. The only thing, like I said, that really truly bothered me was the fact that this thing was like watching The Running Man, only in a horror version of it. If it was up to me, because they kind of had that carnival theme going, and of course a lot of the teasers and the posters for it when it was being advertised was like a clown face and all that, and then the clown with the chainsaws, I would have put the setting in some kind of like broken down carnival or something. That's just what I would have done. Not put it in some kind of warehouse and it's pretty much like The Running Man. And how are these people watching what was going on and keeping track of what's going on if they're placing all these bets? And this is supposed to be 1976. Anyway, thanks for watching, you guys. Combat 86 radio show, the vlogs, and that's my thoughts on 31.